Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. It is another Merry Monday here. It is September 18th, 2023, and we're officially now on our December contract. So let's go ahead and do a very quick review for Friday. I'm happy that we did our pre-market on Friday because everything was pointing to a bearish push lower. If we go up to the higher time frames and take a look at what we saw on Friday morning, this is what we saw. We saw this nice 4-hour bearish signal. I'm adding new market scalping levels preliminarily here, and so there's something right there at 45.66, and that was basically the high there, but that wasn't on the charts, I don't think, on Friday. But a really nice bearish signal there on the 4-hour, and then we saw that on the daily, we were seeing a nice potential for a bearish divergence, right? So we had the potential for a bearish divergence on the daily chart going into Friday morning, right? And we drew this dotted line here showing that, hey, look, we are showing some potential here for the bears. So we had the daily, we had the 4-hour, and then I didn't draw this on there on Friday, but the hourly, if you scrutinize the highs over here, we had 3 bars that made the same exact high going in the overnight session going into Friday morning. But we had 3 different readings on RVI here. So I went on after our broadcast and realized, hey, we actually do have arguments for a bearish divergence off this overnight high on Friday morning as well, right? So we had the hourly, we had the 4-hour very clearly, and then we had potential on the daily for a bearish signal. And then what happened on Friday here, we kind of zoom in and look on maybe the hourly, we had a major sell-off. All right, so this is just another example. Again, this is like week after week after week where we have the 3 higher time frames here, or intermediate into higher time frames, all pointing for the bears. And then look what happened, we got a major sell-off. So looking at the detail here on the 512, you can see the market opened right here, right? This vertical line. And the market popped up and rejected right off of 50% of Thursday, right? The day before. So there's another great example using our power levels to the tick, came right to it. We had big divergence here on the 512. I think we might have even had it on the 3-minute. And that was it. If you shorted 50% of the day before, with the bias that we had a bunch of bearish signals, right? Holding 50% of the day before would be the first thing we'd want to see the bears do to carry through with the bearish signals we saw. And then that was it, right? The whole market sold off from there. We did hold right around this swing high low that we marked, right? So we held it just before the market opened there for a nice pop, right, to 50% of the day before, and then even held it here on the second test. But then after that, continued to sell off, and then here's 50% of the week before. So we held, again, with a bearish bias, we held the 50% of the day before, the first thing we'd like to see, and then getting down below 50% of the week before would be even more confirmation that that daily bearish signal was going to carry through. And then look what happened here. We held it to nearly to the tick on 3 tests for some significant little pullbacks. Of course, they don't make it easy, so they popped right back up into our swing high low level, held that nearly to the tick, and then, we started our push down, holding right into one of our retracement areas, and then holding the back end of the 200 here as the market went ahead and got very directional, right, for the bearish side. Let's see, anything else significant? We came down, basically held the low of the day before. That's our green power level, and then popped right up into it to, I believe, fail again, right? So we came right into it to the tick, tested the low of the day before. Remember, on a daily chart, this is all really good kind of teaching material because it's, great example here. On the daily chart on Friday, remember we said if this is going to be a nice bearish signal that follows through, we want to see the bears get through 50% of the day before, Thursday, and get down below 50% of the week before. And then ideally, we'd like to see the bears get through the low of the day before. right? So going back to the shorter time frame here, there's the low the day before. Got down, we held it for a bounce, got down below it, and then held it to the tick nearly for this continuation down. Continuing to hold the 200 here. And then, let's see, we'll zoom out a little bit more. And then at the end of the day on Friday, end of the week, as the contract officially was expiring, the September contract, it just kind of petered out and went sideways there. Still held the 200 in many cases, but nothing too notable there at the end of the day. And ideally, if you are trading the markets, you probably shouldn't be trading the last hour of a Friday, especially on contract rollover. So hopefully you had all morning to jump in on our bearish bias and get in on the action. So pretty good stuff on Friday. That brings us into our overnight session now. And what we've done here so far, and I had this level marked on Sunday, and maybe I should go ahead and bring the 60-minute back up here so we can see this perspective. Where is it? Look at the 60-minute here. So we had this significant swing. So the market sold off on Friday, broke down to this low where we see the green line for today. Right now, this is the new low for the day before from Friday. So Friday's low. Coming into the Globex session, I marked this major swing low that was naked, right? We got this big significant push from there, and then we sold off on Friday and broke right through it. So we had that significant swing. I also marked a significant swing for this morning at 45.22 and up here at 45.56 half. So the market popped in our overnight session here, and for all intents and purposes could not get through the first swing I put on the chart last night. So we came up into it here in the overnight session, and we've been testing. I think in some cases to the tick, some cases just a few ticks through it. And on the 512, you can see here, that's that line I have on here. So we came up into it again, just a couple ticks through, and now we're failing, holding the back end of VWAP to come down lower. And here we are now. Okay, so that kind of wraps up the whole review from Friday coming into the beginning of this week. I'm going to go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames now.